Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really knew what your child was learning in school? Not just the subjects, but what they struggled with, what they enjoyed, or what made them feel proud. Or from the teacher's side, how often do you actually get to hear how a student processed the day once they got home? Yeah. It's rare. And that's where something as simple as a reflection log, shared between school and home, can quietly change the game. Today we're talking about a super underrated but powerful tool, the school home reflection log. How it helps students reflect, how it helps teachers connect, and how it helps parents support without hovering. Let's get into it. So first off, what is a reflection log? At its core, it's just a structured way for students to jot down what they're learning, how they're feeling about it, and what questions or thoughts they have. It could be daily, weekly, typed or handwritten, doesn't have to be fancy. And here's the cool part, it gets shared with parents and teachers. Not as a report card, not as a lecture, but as a conversation starter. A bridge between the classroom and home. Now, why does this matter? Well, let's be real. Most of the time, when parents ask, "How was school?" they get the same answer. Fine. Good. Or the all-time classic. Nothing much happened. But when kids write things down right after class or at the end of the day, stuff comes out. They remember what confused them. They capture little wins. They notice patterns in their focus, stress, or even social stuff. Teachers, on the other hand, get insight into how well lessons are landing. And parents? They get a clearer view of how to support, not control, their child's learning. Let me give you a picture of how this could actually look in real life. Let's say a student wraps up the school day and takes 5 minutes to fill out 3 prompts. 1. Something I learned today was. 2. One thing I found difficult was. 3. At home, I might need help with. That's it. Now imagine a parent reading that and seeing. Today I finally understood fractions and felt proud of myself. Or, I got confused when we started algebra. I want to understand but I just don't get it yet. That opens the door. Instead of vague conversations or nagging about homework, it becomes, "Hey, I saw what you wrote about algebra. Want to look at it together tonight?" Or, "I'm proud of how you pushed through that assignment today." That's real connection. For teachers, it works in reverse too. You start noticing trends. Maybe a bunch of students say they didn't understand the same lesson. Boom. You get to reteach or clarify. Or maybe you see a kid always saying they're tired, frustrated, or not doing well. That's a flag. You can check in before things spiral. It's like having a silent check-in system that keeps you in tune without needing a one-on-one every day. Now you might be thinking, okay, this sounds nice, but won't it just be another chore? Totally fair. But here's the trick. Keep it simple. Start with once or twice a week. 3 to 4 prompts, max. Make it feel like journaling, not homework. And don't just use it for schoolwork. Mix in social or emotional questions. Today I felt proud when, something that made me laugh was. A question I still have is, you'll be shocked how much kids will write once they know it's not for marks. Let's pause real quick. If you're finding this helpful so far, go ahead and tap that like button. Drop a comment about how your school or home handles learning feedback, and if you're into this kind of real-world learning talk, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Not because it's trendy, but because we've got more of these simple but powerful strategies coming your way, and trust me, you'll want to catch them when they drop. Alright, back to it. Let's break this down even more. For parents, reflection logs help you support learning without hovering. Spot when your child's stressed, confused, or thriving. Start better conversations at dinner or in the car. For teachers, they help you catch misunderstandings early. Track student mindset, not just grades. Build trust through transparency. And for students, they make learning more personal, improve memory and critical thinking, give them a voice in their own education, and all of that from a 5-minute habit. If you're part of a school system or classroom that wants to try this, you don't even need tech. A printed weekly sheet works great. But if you're digital, tools like Google Forms or Seesaw can keep things clean and consistent. Want to get extra creative? Have students record voice notes instead of writing. Especially helpful for younger kids or those who struggle with writing. You could even let them draw or use emojis to express their thoughts if they're not ready to write sentences yet. The key is to meet them where they are. So, let's recap this real quick. School home reflection logs build bridges between the classroom and the living room. They turn "How was school?" into meaningful conversations. They help students grow academically and emotionally, and they don't have to take more than a few minutes a day. Honestly, it's one of those small things that creates huge ripple effects, especially in a time where communication between home and school often feels rushed or unclear. So whether you're a teacher looking for better ways to connect or a parent who just wants to know what's going on, give reflection logs a try. It doesn't need to be perfect, just consistent. Thanks for watching, and if you're into practical education tools like this, you know what to do. Like the video, share it with a fellow parent or teacher, and hit subscribe so you're always one step ahead in helping students learn better. Catch you in the next one.